Good morning, everyone. In the last session, if you remember, we had a brief introduction about a for loop, and we saw an example on a for loop and the different um, for loops, and as well as a nested for loops and uh, if condition inside a for loop. We discussed about all these things in the yesterday's class. So in the today's class, I'm planning for two more concepts. One is a while and another one is a do while. So these are the two concepts which I am going to explain for today. Okay, so what exactly this while loop is? Why are we using this loop? Okay, so basically one thing we can say, for loop and the while loops significance is one and the same. Only difference here is the execution flow and the structure. Okay, whatever the structure you are following, the execution flow and the structure will change. Apart from that, the usage will be one and the same. Like if you want to execute one set of a logic repeatedly, in such situations you will be using this for loops or a looping concept. So the usage wise, how we are using the while loop will differ, or the syntactical wise the loop structure will be differ. Apart from that, the main objective why are we using those loops will remain one and the same. So how these while loops looks like means, while I can say, a condition, if that a condition is a true, enter the loop and perform the logic inside that loop. Or I can say while boolean value as an outcome and internally the logic. So here, what exactly we are specifying a condition. Usually the condition outcome will be a Boolean value, either true or a false we will get as part of a conditional outcome, right? Until this condition is true, the logic present in the loop will be executed. Whenever this condition is a false, then it will come out from that particular loop. Okay, whenever that condition is a false, then it will come out from that particular loop. So the point which we need to discuss out over here is, how can I use a while loop? So let me create a new example here. Example on while. And I forgot to add a main method in the starting, and now I'm typing a main method here. Okay, let me add a main method here. Just select it. Yeah, a main method I have added. And now I'm defining int x equal to 1. For suppose I have a defined a variable int and its value is 1, and that is of an integer type. Then the next point how it's going to work is while the condition x less than or equal to 5. Good. That's fine. We have discussed that. But before jumping on to this actual example, let me show you the flow, how exactly this while loop will work. Like how we did for yesterday on a for loop. I just want to explain this while loop itself. So this while will start with a condition. Whenever the condition is true, the logic present in this block will be executed. Okay, for suppose, let me make a note here. A less than or equal to 5. And here I'm defining int a equal to 1. The same loop I'm explaining. And this is the logic whenever the condition is a true. And this is the logic whenever the condition is a false. So I'm making a note here. This is the true logic and this is the false logic. So whenever it is a false, then it will stop the loop. Whenever it is a true, print A to the console. Okay, or I can say, uh, perform the logic. I can directly write down the logic here. So initially my A value is a 5. it enters the loop, a less than or equal to 5, the condition is a true. 1 less than or equal to 5, the condition is a true. Hence, it will follow the true block. So, the true flow here, it's come down. Whatever the logic you have specified, it will execute the logic. And again, it will take back the control to that particular conditional or a loop itself. So, this particular block will rotate until this condition is a failed. Until this condition is a failed, this whole set of logics will be executed repetitively. All these bunch of logics will be executed repetitively for us. Okay, so here, for suppose if I have a given as a print A, assume that I have a given a statement as a print A here. What it will happen? Initially, it will come here in the starting. A is a 1, 1 less than or equal to 5. The condition is a true. It will print A as a 1. Again, it will go up. Still, my A value is 1 and it will again print 1. This becomes an infinite loop. Infinite loop means there is a no end for this one. It will continuously execute that logic all the time. But usually here we are specifying the condition a less than or equal to 5. It means there should be an operation that we need to carry out. Here I'm using an a plus plus operation. So it means whenever it entered the logic, it will print the value first and it will increment that value as well. So this a plus plus, it will convert the a value to 2 and it will go back here 2 less than or equal to 5. The condition is a true. It will print a 2 now. Again 2 plus 1, it will become 3. It will go back 3 less than or equal to 5. Again the condition is a true. It will enter the loop and it will print a 3 and it will increment the value by 1 and now a becomes a 4. Again it will go back here 4 less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. It will rotate. But here because of this a plus plus, the loop becomes a finite loop or a finite loop. Basically there is an end for that. Basically every time the a value is keep on increasing, and if a value becomes greater than or equal to 5, this loop will terminate directly. If assume that a value becomes a 6, 6 less than or equal to 5, the condition is a false. Whenever it is a false, it will pick the false path and it will stop the loop directly. That's it. That's a simple point how exactly this is going to work. If you go back to this example again, int I'm defining x as a 1 or else int a as a 1 as per that example, that screenshot, a less than or equal to 5. And now system.out.println a. I'm just printing that, and a is equal to a plus 1. Okay, I'm just marking it as an a equal to a plus 1. That's it. Let me run my test script as a Java application and see what it is printing to the console. See here, it is executing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the values it's been executing and it's been printing a whole set of values to the console. Okay, it's been printing the whole set of values to the console. That's it. So this is the simple thing about a while loop. So before jumping on with the further concepts, am I clear for you all till now, or do you have any questions for me, guys? Is this point clear for you all, or any questions for me on this stuff? Good. Okay. And then Arul, Subha, sorry, Arul, Payal, and Sahiti, Sarita, Ramya. Am I clear for you guys, or any questions for me so far on this while loop? Okay,
Yeah, I'm good.
cool. So considering your silence as a good, then the next concept on top of
Student,
this, yes,
student, I have one question. In line 11, you gave a equal to a plus 1, right? Instead of that,
yes,
you gave a plus plus.
you can do that. It's up to you
Oh,
basically. It's not that you have to use this a plus one. Either you can define this one, or I can go with the A plus plus also. Just,
Both are same, right?
both are same, incrementing the
Okay,
A value by 1 itself. Okay,
okay,
so I just defined A plus 1. That's it. For an easy understanding purpose and readability, I just kept it as an A plus 1. That's it. Nothing
okay.
more than that.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, then the next concept of what I have is a do while loop. Let me copy this structure once and paste it to the Word document. Copy it and paste it here. And now the next one is a do while loop. So what exactly this do while will do? Why are we using this do while loop? Right. The purpose of this while and a do while is one and the same. There is no much differ. The only difference between a while and a do while is with respect to this structure. The do while is having a different structure. So basically, if you observe the while loop here, initially it is checking the conditions first. Whenever the condition outcome is true, then only the logic present inside the while loop is getting executed. Whereas the do while is having a different syntax out over here. So initially, what it will do means it will directly come here to the code block, and then it will execute the code block, and upon executing the code block it will validate the condition. If that a condition is a true, it will execute it, else it will end up. So here I'm just adding this one here. I'm just adding this one. So here code block condition and a stop. So initially the control will come into a do while loop, and directly it will execute the code block whatever you have specified. And upon executing the code block for the first time, it will validate the condition. If the condition outcome is a true, then it will go back and it will execute the code block. If the condition outcome is a false, then directly it will stop that particular loop. If the condition outcome is a false, it will stop the loop. If the condition outcome is a true, it will continue that particular loop. So if you compare this one with a while loop, the only difference is while will verify the condition and then it will enter the loop. If the condition is not met, it won't let you to execute that logic. Whereas here in this situation, without verifying the condition, it will execute the logic. Good. Immediately, a quick question will rise in our mind. We notice a difference between while and a do while, but where are we using them in the real world? Where I need to use a while logic and where I need to use a do while logic, right? So usually these kind of a questions will encounter in our mind. So the purpose is almost one and the same, but the usage wise these two are having a different significances. So, how are we going to use these two things? Then, what is the difference between these two things with respect to the usage wise? Right. The answer for this one is whenever you are automating any particular scenario, you need to analyze it first of all whether this logic should be executed or not. Based on that situation, okay, based on your requirement, you will be picking either a while loop or a do while loop. There are certain examples in a WebDriver specific to a while and as well as a do while, which I will show you moving further. Not exactly right now, as we don't have any idea on WebDriver concept at all. So I'm not explaining that example now. But for now, consider this a theory concept as do while will execute the logic first and then it will verify the condition, whereas a while will verify the condition first. Whenever the condition is met, then only it will execute that particular logic. That's it, nothing more than that. And the syntax wise, how this a while will be defined means do, open the loop, logic, and then end the logic while condition. We have to specify the condition. That's it. Do, logic, and as well as a while. Okay, let me go back to my Eclipse editor here. Let me create a new program here. Example on do while with the main methods. Okay, I just created this one with the main method. Then the next point here that we need to consider is that I have created on top of it. So here int x equal to 1. The same logic. Okay, I want to print the numbers from 1 to 5. The same logic, whatever we have used it for while. So I'm starting with a do system.out.println x is equal to x plus 1. I'm incrementing my x value by 1. And upon incrementing my x value by 1, see here, I haven't added a while and my Eclipse is throwing an error message, basically syntax error, insert a while at the end. So I'm inserting a while x less than or equal to 5 and with a semicolon. That's it. So I'm not deviating from my syntax that I have created in a Word document. The same syntax starting with a do and a while and a semicolon ended with a while condition. That's it. I have just specified the whole thing. And now this is within my syntax lines now. Let me run my script as a Java application as of now. And whenever I executed my script, it's just printing the values from 1 to 5. If I change this one to 100, the condition as a 100. And now when I run my test script as a Java application, this time it's printing the values from 1 to 100. It's up to you how many times you want to execute the loop. You can customize that particular loop as per your needs itself. Okay, as per your needs itself, you can customize this particular loop. Okay, good. Done the deal. Is this example on a do while clear for you guys, or do you have any questions for me on this do while? Till now, basically. Okay, so am I clear for you all, or any questions so far? Okay, done the deal. So considering your silence as you are good so far, and then the next point of what I want to do on top of this one is let's add furthermore logics here that yesterday's example. In the for loop, we used an if condition. The same way I just want to use an if condition. So if x is equal to 50, whenever my x value is equal to 50, then only print this x. Okay, in other situations don't print my x value. In the loop I'm specifying that I want to print only the x value related to 50. So now I just used a simple condition that x is equal to 50. If the value present in an x is equal to 50, it will be printing that particular one itself. For suppose I'm changing it to 3 and x not equal to 3, and I'm changing my loop to 10. So here what I am asking here, whenever the x value is not equal to 3, then only print this information. So it means if the x value is equal to 3, it won't print any information to the console. In other situations it will be executed. See, 1 to 4, it's getting executed. Okay, that's the way how exactly it's going to deal with it. Okay, and basically if x is equal to 3, print the loop, print the value and break the loop. See, my required outcome is just up to 3 itself. I don't want to verify on top of that particular 3. So, whenever my condition got met, I don't want to execute my loop logics at all. In such situations, I can use a break statement. If you clearly observe, whenever this condition was met, it won't continue the loop as well. After the x value is a 3, it will stop the script execution at that point itself. Okay, so basically what does this break do means, whenever this condition outcome is a true, print the value and break. This break will terminate the loop. Okay, it's not continuing further, it's just stopping the loop there itself. Okay, it's just stopping the loop there itself. Okay, cool. Done the deal. So this is all about a loop statements and as well as a break statements here. Am I clear for you till now, or any questions for me on this? Guys, do let me know if you have any questions for me on this. Okay,
Can you
Surendra,
keep a condition in while?
sorry, can you please come again once?
The same condition can you apply for a while?
Yes, of course. Okay, so what I am doing right now means, let me copy this logic, whatever we have here. If condition. See, if you observe, I'm just copying only the if condition, and I'm going inside this while and I'm placing it here. Here we used a variable. I'm just replacing it with an a variable. So in this situation, it will be printing again only the 3. So guys, as I have mentioned, the for loop is having a different syntax, while loop is having a different syntax, and do while is having a different syntax. Only the syntactical wise it differ. Apart from that, everything is one and the same. Okay.
Surendra, for this break, right, we can use only for while or we can use any loops.
You can use any loops. You can use it inside a for loop, you can use it inside a while loop, and you can use it inside the loop while loop. The ultimate objective of this break itself is, what does this break will tell you is, break will tell your Java program that come out from the loop. That's it. Just come out from that instance. That's what the break will do. There is a continue operation also, which we can use it. So I will be explaining about this continue operation in the tomorrow session.
Okay.
Okay, continuous operation in the tomorrow session we are going to study. Okay, cool. Done the deal. So tomorrow concepts, it's going to be, we will be studying about a continue example, and then we will see some concepts like constructors, and then static and non-static keywords in Java, and inheritance. All these concepts we are going to study as part of the tomorrow session. Okay. So as informed,
Surendra,
yes.
for the same case, we can use for loop also, right?
Yes,
Just now.
yes. Yeah, this is the for loop which we discussed in the yesterday's session. See here, basically, I'm just printing these values. So what I can do means the same logic I'm placing here. Int I equal to 3, just print the I value and terminate the loop and increment the I value by 1. So the same logic I have incorporated inside that. The only thing it differs is the syntactical wise. For has a different syntax, while has a different syntax, and a do while has a different syntax. Depending
Surendra,
on
already we
your
have mentioned
requirement.
type test place, right?
No, I commented that, right? See, I just commented
Some
that logic.
constant.
Infer.
No, in the syntax itself, int.
Huh.
I
We can remove it. Okay. Yesterday, this is a different example, right? We studied if we add a 2 I plus plus, what it will happen? It printed odd numbers, right? This is the logic for the odd numbers one. Okay. We can remove that particular piece. So this is I equal to, this is the how the for loop will looks like. The ultimate point is the logical wise, whatever you are going to write, it will be one and the same. Depending on a need, you will be using either a for loop or a while loop. So let me give you a small example. Where can we use a for loop? And where can we use a while loop? See, basically, if you have a data in a list or a set, as of now we don't know anything. I can say, if we have a data in an array, we can use this for loop concept. Assume that your requirement is your application has a pagination concept. Pagination means there are a multiple pages in your application and there is a next button at the top right corner which will be navigating to a next page. Okay, here in this situation, I can use a while condition to click on the next button on the pagination bar. So it means I can say that while the pagination next button is enabled, enter the logic and click on a next button. So it means I want to navigate till the last page displayed in my application. In such situations, so usually in the real world, how the apps looks like, whenever you have multiple sets of data in your application, right? In such situations, there will be a pagination bar, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as well as a next button also. So where can I use a while is whenever the next button is enabled. If you are on a first page, the first page will be in a bold color and the next button is also in a bold color. For suppose whenever you are in a fifth page, right? Whenever you are in a fifth page, assume that you are on a fifth page, then definitely the next button will be in a disable mode. So what I'm going to write down my logic is rotate this loop until the last page in that particular list of pages available. In such situations, I can use a while loop. Anyways, we are going to see this part as an example in our sessions itself. Okay, we will be discussing about this concept as well within our sessions. Okay.
Surendra, in do while loop, can we also use if else condition?
Yes, of course. It's up to you what type of a conditional statements you want, you can use it. So as an example here, I just used an if. If you want to make it as an if else also, you can make it as a if else. The only thing is basically these are all the things wherever you want, you can just add it. The only thing is how you need to add the logic you need to know. If syntax, if else syntax, nested if syntax, all those things. You can add as much as you can, as many as you can, as per your project requirement, as per your scenario requirement. You can add any stuff to your loops inside that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool, done the deal. So this is the stuff which I have for today. And before ending up the session, uh, Sunita, Sahiti, Arul, and Payal, am I clear for you all so far, or any questions, guys?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Done the deal. So go ahead and practice the concepts up to here, guys. I will continue the topic in the tomorrow.